Morning. We are well into February here, so I missed my January personal deadline to prune my roses, but I'm going to get them done today. So I'm just going to go around only the shrub roses. I'm not going to tackle the climbing roses today because I'm going to have to attach those to the walls that they're on, and I went to the hardware store yesterday and I got the little cable nail cover things, but somehow between picking them up off the shelf and the register and getting home, they're missing. So I'm gonna have to try again on that one. But I'm gonna tackle the shrub roses today. So I don't have that many roses, but I'll just kind of show you the technique on one and then power through the rest of them. So I have this rose here, and you can see the leaves are yellowing and turning brown. There are some new leaves coming in the middle there. And I have another one I started this year farther back, but I'm not going to do anything to that one today because it doesn't have any growth to cut back yet. Always clean your clippers first, on your first cuts of the day, and then between each plant. And I have no idea what brand these are. They're just clippers I guess I've had for a really long time. But they work. They may not even be the right ones for roses, but I like them. And I always wear gloves when I'm gardening, unless I'm just doing my yard walk and weeding. But when you are dealing with roses, you want gloves that really have a leather, usually, or a harder, thicker plastic of some sort, because you're grabbing the stems. And look at the size of some of these thorns. Look at the size of that. It just hurts. I don't want to get stabbed. No, thank you. So the first thing that you want to look for is anything dead, diseased, damaged, and take that off. If I'm looking at this here flower, the flower's done. I mean, I know I'm going to come in further with this, but I'm just going to snip off the flowers to begin with. These leaves don't look great through here. I am going to end up probably coming in and cutting off this whole branch. Let me find a node that I like. Okay, down in here, I see a node that could grow a stem this direction, up this way. So I'm going to go in and cut right above that. Not right above, a little bit above. A quarter inch above, 1/8 of an inch above. So, for example, here's a node. And if I were to cut with a little bit of bird poop on it, which is nice. If I were to cut that node, using that node as my next branch that's going to come off, this thorn's right in the way, isn't it? I would have to come right here, above it. So now this little node here is going to take off that direction. This one has one way down here going that direction. The big one has a node right here. I'm gonna take advantage of that one. And we're gonna get some rain, so I'm gonna just throw some fertilizer down on this. And usually I like to try to fertilize when we're about to get rain. I feel like that's the most efficient method of watering everything in. I could be a lot more vicious with this one. Let me show you an example of a rose you get from the store. So here's a rose. They were on sale at our local hardware store, and they have absolutely cut it back to almost nothing. Another one over here. And they just cut it back so far. There's a few buds coming on this one. There's a few buds way down here on these ones. And that's I mean, you can do that with your roses. Mine, I've gotten them up to about, you know, this tall, and then I want them to get bigger and bigger. So I'm not cutting them back quite as hard as this, at least that rose that I just did. Other ones I might. This is another rose. This one is a Vanessa Bell rose. It's probably my favorite rose of last year. I just added roses for the first time, so my favorite one that I added, and it's right on a walkway, so I really need to kind of cut at least this side differently so it'll come up differently. Let's see, where do we start? The dead leaves. This one back here to go this way. This one, if it goes that way, it'd be good. There. Go out back. Little ones in the middle you can get rid of. Which one did I leave? I guess I could go down lower even on this one. So there's a bud here, and that means that it's gonna go out this direction. There's a bud here, you can kind of see it. Means the plant's gonna come out this direction with it. This one's gonna come this direction. So what you wanna do is create a bowl, because it's gonna send off shoots and leaves in every direction, but your main stems, you want them to go away from each other so that you don't create a ecosystem in the middle of the plant where diseases and insects can harbor over. Let's fertilize this one. Go. Well, we are here day 2. I got distracted yesterday and didn't get to finish the roses, but that's okay because I was able to find cable staples, I guess they're called, I don't know. These guys. So I am gonna trim and train my 2 climbing roses that I have right now. This one, I believe, is a Bathsheba. That's a beautiful climber, so I'm going to go ahead and decide which canes I want to go which direction and put the staples on. I thought I had wire ties, but I'm going to use this twine that came with my the maples, the bean maples, because it's biodegradable, and you don't want to really tighten down on a stem because it'll choke it off and kill it. So I'm just going to kind of loosely guide the plant the way I want it to go. Where I want it to go, I want it to go that direction. Put the cord through the cable nut. And hopefully be able to nail it. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Eventually, it's such a big white wall, eventually I want it all the way up to this corner and all the way over to that side, so the whole thing. But we have begun. That does it for me for today, for the 2 days. Got all my roses pruned, cut back, and fertilized, and then the 2 climbers, I got them started training. I planted all of the roses last spring. They're predominantly David Austin roses, and I'm just really thrilled with their quality. I had one die and they're going to replace it, and then I had one, it's a white rose, it's the Desdemona, and the root rose, so it's sort of having red roses on it. I was like, wait a minute, this is a white rose. So I emailed them and sent photos, and they said, oh boy, okay, the rootstock is taking over. So they're again going to send a new one out for that. So very thrilled with David Austin roses. I like that there's some accountability versus if, you know, some of the roses I bought, I got them at just the hardware store or like Home Depot or something like that. And there's nobody to contact about those, you know. I mean, I guess I could hold on to the tag and the information and try to chase it down, but I like the accountability of David Austin roses. And then I've also recently got some roses from Heirloom Roses. And what's unique about their roses is they grow them all on their own rootstock, so there's no graft. So a lot of roses are, the beautiful part is grafted onto a different kind of rose that has a better root system. It's so crazy that they can do that with plants, that you can just like go, I'm going to take the top of you and the bottom of you and put it together, and it works. It's so crazy. But Heirloom Roses, their selling point is that they are all own root roses, so that means that they are not grafted. So I have some of those. Those are the purple roses that I got kind of mid-season, and we'll see how those do this year. I can't report on them yet, but I have been absolutely thrilled with my David Austin roses, and they're gorgeous, productive, strong plants. I mean, just, it makes me want to plant more roses, having roses like that. So anyway, that's my roses spiel for the day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye-bye.